Well, hello, folks. Welcome to Ghana. We got a lot to cover, and that clock's a ticking already. So let's say we get right to today's 30-minute tour. Ghana is the booming center of business and high tech in the West African coast, and Accra is the hub of opportunity. Given its history, it's no wonder. This is where everyone comes to seek their future. From street vendors, construction workers, entrepreneurs, to civil servants, even executives of multinational corporations. Just ask Kwabe Asamoah.
Well, Accra, as well as Ghana, is becoming the mecca of business for West Africa. I mean, right now, you have all of the components that America affords you. You have a solid government with democracy. You have a great capital marketplace that's being established. And we believe that is why it is driving the cost of everything now. If you notice, constructions are coming in. Multinational companies are moving and relocating here.
We're having a lot more investors coming into the country. We're having a lot more businesses setting up. And the expatriates that are coming in need to be housed. And so we're having this boom in the sector where homes are being built, luxury homes, apartments that, you could go anywhere in this world and find them in the very plush areas. They're springing up all over the city.
With Ghana's independence still intact, the only looming question is, how does it move from being a developing country to a lower middle income country? One word: revenue, and lots of it.
And with that, a surge in income growth, and by that, by extension, a surge in demand for all sorts of things, including food and so forth. In fact, among the top 10 imports last year, number 10 was auto vehicles for private use. In LA or Bonn or whatever, you have them all over here.
In Ghana, style and success go hand in hand. And one integral component of that is Business 101. Location, location, location.
I decided to move my business from Maryland to Ghana because of the business climate. We felt that the upside was significantly better. For us, we are a clothing manufacturer, and the ability for us to set up a production house here, as well as service those not only indigenous to Ghana, but also abroad in the United States and other continents, was a bigger opportunity for us than we could afford in the U.S. We have a higher profit margin business-wise here because the net is significantly different. In the United States, the cost of production, including manufacturing of product, as well as receiving your raw materials, once you add other additional costs, electricity, lease, employees, insurance, those factors erode your profit significantly. Whereas here, we're able to work, the labor force is significantly lower, the cost of raw materials is significantly lower. So even though we may sell a product at a lower retail value, the net that we get is significantly higher.
Here, fashion is more than just clothes. It's a statement of who you are and where you want to go.
Well, when you're doing business in Accra, having the right look will seal the deal. Not can, it will seal the deal. Your look is significantly important because unlike the United States where there are different levels of success that are dependent upon your title, here in Ghana, a person may not necessarily know who you are or what you represent. So your image actually is the first recognition point. Most of the time when you wear a suit or professional wear, they associate you with a certain class of professionalism as well as success factor. If I could tell anybody in the United States that's listening to me right now, I would tell them to look into Africa because this is the new frontier of business. And if you are here, you will see this is like a gold rush that is going on.
From office suites, we now go to the streets, where another kind of serious business is on the rise. Boxing.
I started with martial arts for 11 years. I was in Taekwondo. And then 2006, kickboxing came to Ghana. And I was among of the first audition people who were selected as participants. And I was excelled in Egypt 2009 when I fought with the Egyptian champion, when I won the first African title to Ghana.
Welcome to the Disciplined Boxing Academy in Accra, Ghana. A place Isaka Issa calls home after an impressive fight career.
In 2011, I was selected to fight in Amsterdam when I fought the Intercontinental title fight, but I lost by a decision. Due to that, I tried to migrate from kickboxing to fight boxing. When I was in Amsterdam, I tried to learn more about juvenile boxing. So when I came to Ghana, I tried to introduce juvenile boxing here in Ghana.
Okay, so here's where it gets interesting. If you ever wondered what Muhammad Ali was like as a child, I'd imagine it would go something like this.
I started this juvenile boxing 2011. Not for my own sake, but for the sake of people in Ghana.
In America, youth boxing programs are community staples, developed mainly with one goal in mind: giving kids the confidence and chance to achieve a better life. And Ghana is no exception.
That is my own aim of doing this street boxing, to help the boys out from the streets. At least they can get something in future.
Perhaps it may be a tad hard to watch these pocket warriors go at it with each other, but in Ghana, this is just a Tuesday.
Boxing is one of the popular sports in Accra, which we call it Gamashi. Looking at Azuma Nesi, was raised here in Ghana.
Who went on to become an international boxing superstar, and he wasn't the only one.
Joshua Kote, Alfred Tete, DK Poison, they are all raised here in Accra, and they were recognized in the world of boxing. It started a long time, but I tried to renew the art of street boxing now.
Boxing is more than just throwing punches and jabs. While these boys are transformed into athletes, they are growing to be an important part of their community.
People visiting Accra should come to watch street boxing because it brings attraction and tourist attraction to the people in Ghana. Every Sunday, we use it as entertainment to bring the talent out from the street. And it has been good for the past 3 years. And we've tried to put some of the boys into schools to further their education. And I try to bring them to disciplined boxing gyms so that they can continue with their boxing.
I like boxing because we can get anything from boxing. My life is different because I'm a boxer. When I go to school, the girls give me fans about the boxing.
They like the game of boxing because when I watch them for the past 2 years, I don't force them, but it's like it's a passion. They come and I can see the future, and there's a bright future.
Boxing changed my life. It's good. Boxing is good.
With good guidance, they can go far because they've already have the application. So with a little push, I think Olympics, Ghana will be on top. There's no doubt.
Agreed. These kids are nothing to mess with. At this rate, the next time you see one of these young warriors raise their hands in victory, they may very well be clutching a gold medal. Strong bodies and sharp minds are the stuff of next-generation leaders. Many of them find their way to a hotspot of historical and intellectual importance in Accra. If that describes you, then this place is definitely HQ. And speaking of young leaders, and perhaps some of our older ones, inspiration can be found with a visit to the last home of an icon of the African-American and Pan-African movements. W.E.B. Du Bois spent his final years in Accra, writing, editing, studying, and advising new political superstars like Kwame Nkrumah, Ghana's first elected president and prime minister. Located in the city of Accra, the center is surrounded by sunshine and cool breezes, which provide a sense of peace and tranquility for its visitors. William Edward Burghardt Du Bois was born in America in 1868, but always traced his roots to Africa. As the first African American to graduate Harvard, he co-founded the NAACP and was a distinguished scholar who wrote, lectured, and fought for the civil rights of black people everywhere. Dr. Du Bois lived to the ripe old age of 95 and rubbed shoulders with a long line of heroes we recognize today, including a young guy named Nelson Mandela. It's great to visit the center on your own, but let's have Devon Sa fill us in on some fun facts about Dr. Du Bois.
Du Bois was invited here by Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, the first president of Ghana, to be the director of the Encyclopedia Africana.
The center houses almost all of Dr. Du Bois's work, including books, pictures, drawings, and artwork, which illustrate his interest in African culture, both past and present.
Here, we have Dr. Du Bois' diary. We have some of his articles, some letters he received, some letters he wrote.
Dr. Du Bois was a renowned scholar and speaker who received tributes and gifts during his travels around the world. Oh, and for the record, his name is pronounced Du Bois. All right, just thought I'd clear that up. Moving on. This was the final home of Dr. Du Bois and his wife Shirley, who was also an accomplished writer and musicologist in her own right. They are both buried here on the grounds. In the house, you can visit his personal study, his bedroom, and of course,
this was Dr. Du Bois' washroom.
Now, this is not just a place to pay historical tribute. It's also a lively community center where the next wave of great thinkers and doers converge, learn, and share ideas and philosophies.
I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. He went to school there, so I've grown up hearing his name. He embodied what it means to be a black man.
My name is Nakira Glasgow, and I'm an intern here. I study abroad from San Francisco State University, and I go to University of Ghana, Legon.
My name is Justin Long Moulton. I'm from the Bronx, New York. Organization PAST, Pan-African Students and Thinkers, have commandeered the space for a poetry event later on this evening. Every time I come here, I can sense his presence. It's a rejuvenating experience.
Yes, music, poetry, dance, drumming, and passionate discourse fill the grounds of the Du Bois home. Living the hectic city life in Accra will make you want to take a break. So heed the need to get away and off the beaten track. Way off. 200 miles southeast of Accra lies the unique village of Nzulezu. Nzulezu, an Nzima word meaning surface water, is an amazing village in the center of Lake Amanzuri, just 90 kilometers west of Takoradi. The early settlers migrated from present-day Mali to Ghana, fleeing a war with the Senegalese some 600 years ago. The legend goes, a snail-like god led them through the wilderness until they reached western Ghana, where Nzulezu was established. Here, they were attacked by their enemies. By the way, the invaders drowned, and the village on stilts survived. It all happened on a Thursday, which became their official day of rest.
ɛna yɛ wo kurom ha no nzuru ɔzɔ ha no nti ne dan na esi m'akyiri hɔ no.
Entirely built of wood on stilts over the river, about 500 people live in this village. They're led by a chief and a handful of village elders. And by the way, Nzulezu is on the tentative list as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, whose sole purpose is to preserve unique environments, architectures, and cultures. If chosen, it will join the Asante traditional dwellings of Kumasi and the forts along the Ghanaian coast as a UNESCO site.
I am Nanama McBrown. Coming from the city, obviously, we know it as Nzulezu. It's a different experience, a different people, different language, different setup.
Visitors can only get there via the neighboring town of Beyin on a leisurely 2-kilometer canoe ride. Internet, tablets, cell phones, forget about it. Here, you're pretty much off the grid, free from the 24/7 grind. You can experience authentic village life and indulge your adventurous side. Local lodging and water sports let you rest, recreate, and commune with nature. And when you're hungry,
the Trinity restaurant is the only restaurant we have here. You do carbonara or pomodoro, steak and cheese sandwich, and any local food that you want. Fufu, bacon, yam and stew.
Ingredients are fresh here, grown at the village farming plots nearby.
That's why people come here.
Besides tourism and farming, villagers also earn a living through folk arts and crafts and construction of their own special kind of architecture.
Me a contractor. Contractor me a nya blog na e ntonto rafia. Nti se wo pese wo si dan a wo behu me be si dan na ma.
The village welcomes visitors every day. That is, except for Thursday, which is their sacred day of rest. The friendly people and slower pace of life will reset your idle and recharge your batteries. Welcome back, folks. Pretty rustic place, that Nzulezu, eh? But time's a ticking, and we still have one more spot to visit. So keeping with that on-the-water vibe, let's say we trade in the canoe for something a little quicker. Jet skis. In the greater Accra region, near the town of Bigada, tall postmodern ocean liners seem to rise up from the Volta River. Welcome to Aqua Safari. Aqua Safari's design is modeled after a cruise ship, giving visitors an opportunity to feel as if they're inside the cabin. The very comfy accommodations make you feel like a first-class passenger on a luxury liner, minus the whole seasickness thing. But who wants to stay inside when the water outside is so inviting? You can swim, surf, glide, or zoom your way through the waves, or simply while away the hours by the pool, just chilling and catching some rays. Ooh, that rhymes. Now all that sunning and splashing is sure to stir up an appetite. And this resort's got the perfect dish that's simply delish. Tilapia and Banco.
The place is called Aqua Safari, and it has a relationship with water. So we tend to do more of seafood dishes here. It goes well with our environment and the establishment.
And to go with your perfect meal, you need the perfect waterside cocktail. The resort's signature drink is called the Aqua Safari and Juice, a blend of grenadine, pineapple, apple, and orange. Oh yeah, that is good. What better way to end the day? And trust me, you're going to sleep well. Because I sure am. Well, there you have it, folks. That was fun. And we made it just in time, too. Ghana is brimming over with energy and possibility. You can see it in the streets, in the high-rises, in the faces of entrepreneurs.
Underwear, undershirt, top shirt, trousers. That's your order of dress.
Young athletes. Ouch. And tomorrow's great thinkers. You can even feel it in the hospitality along the water and above it. So to everybody, Aquaba, come see us again on our next 30-minute tour.